Hey, in the news update, how's everybody doing? This is for uh, April 20th, 2018, for Friday morning edition. So, anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. Top off the morning. Get your cappuccino. Get your Starbucks, Starship coffee. Yeah, they're going to be closing Starbucks for a few hours to be training people to learn how to be not racial to each other. Racial training they're going to be doing because of what happened, like we told you about. Another airplane crash, another airplane accident has happened in New York. I said New York, I mean Philadelphia. That's actually the same accident. We want to change that from New York to Philadelphia, where that accident occurred with a girl. One fatality on that plane, injuries. That happened on Southwest or Southwest Airlines. The only thing they're saying they're sorry and they're going to do better so it doesn't happen again. Um, and I don't know, but I don't think sorry is enough. I think those families need to be compensated for losing their loved ones. If the person that died of Wells Fargo, I think her family needs to be compensated at least. And I think those people that had got injured on the airlines, since they were on it when it happened, I think they should look into this thing, the 707 jet. I think they should look into it. And I also think, if there's other problems like this, like they had with a couple other ones, I think they should try to fix the flaws fundamentally in the planes. Because they're going to have a lot of these a lot of these types of accidents in our crashes, then I think they need to recall those planes. Don't you think? Because that's what I think. And also, let's think a little bit about this for a minute. What would you think? I'll give you a scenario. On Thursday, somebody was happy in their apartment, called the landlord in there, and they're all having a celebration. They're all laughing and giggling and woohooing and hey, girlfriend, hey, he's moving out, hey, and they're all happy and everything. And then she's moved over, found out that the neighbor moved across the one that's across the hall moved over to the other side. She didn't move out here. She's actually over here in a one-bedroom apartment on the first floor. And then also other rumors from Rumor Central saying that the landlord moved off of this property. And then other rumors were saying, because they saw her moving her stuff, that there's no landlord here. But of course that's not true, because the landlord's still here. I went to the office, she's still here. So all the people that thought that the landlord, got fired or whatever, she did not get fired. I'm sure there's probably I'm sure there's a number of you that would probably like her to be fired. But, because I hear a lot of people don't like her around here. That's what I've heard. A number of them don't. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I don't. I'm just reporting the news. But, I don't really, I don't like what she did to me because she didn't listen to me, truthfully, ever. She always just listened to my neighbor across the hallway and listened to Patricia and Danny. And, got all mixed up in all that gossip and webs of lies because all lied about each other. Well, lied, just backed each other up by telling the same lie, handing in all the same complaints. And they just said it word for word. And usually when people tell the truth, they don't say it word for word exactly. And always when they did that, it was always word for word. And, just like when I was seeing my lawyer today, they said they can only get you for what's on the eviction. So if there's one video, the only video they can use is that one on July 14th, 2017. That's the only video that they can look at. Because that's the one that's listed. They can't be looking at a bunch of different videos. They can only look at one. And they can only go at what's on the original eviction notice. They can only go. Now, there's a citation that I got from last April when Janine was working here, and I'm just talking about this because to me, I don't understand why I got it. because I wasn't doing anything wrong. This lady's been outside my door so many times, and I told Janine all this stuff, the landlord, and I told her all this stuff, and I was telling the truth. I told her every word. I said, this lady's been bothering me. She's been harassing me all this time. I mean, she's been lying. She's been making stuff up. She's been outside my door. She's been, you know, following me around. I mean, she's been doing all and taunting me and yelling in my ear and all kinds of stuff. And I've told her all this stuff, but it's like the landlord just didn't hear me. And it's like when all this stuff happened on the 19th and even on the 16th, when I sent her a thing about her jeering at me when she came in here, and my friend Christine said something that made her feel very uncomfortable, that the level that she was harassing me. I mean, she could even tell it was harassment, my friend. And she's like, and I said, well, that's what I deal with all the time. That's the way my neighbor has always been to me. And she's been like that since I spoke up to her and told her to leave Mr. Thomas alone when I moved in here back in 2010. And it's been hell ever since. I mean, a lot of these things, I didn't just do to her. I mean, she keeps aggravating and aggravating and agitating and agitating. And then sometimes I might yell something through my door, not out there in the hallway. And she would be out there in the hallway to hear it. But I was never out in the hallway per se. Just like on that Wednesday, on or around about Wednesday, on or around about date, I was not out in the hallway. I might have went out in the hallway to lock my door, but I wasn't saying she's watching me. I said I always feel like somebody's watching me. I remember singing that song distinctly, because that's what I was singing when I was leaving to go to my uncle's, not to go to the store. I told the lawyers that because I got mixed up. I did go to the store that night after I left my uncle's, but this is when I was going to see my uncle. And then, because it was around 8:30, at night. And, I didn't, and of course, landlord, she wasn't even out there anywhere. Nobody was out there. And then, so I don't know who heard or what they saw, because, then you got to question the validity of this witness, whoever these invisible witnesses are that they pull out of their pocket, because there were no witnesses around. It's just like all the time in the past when Danny and Patricia would stir up stuff and provoke things, just like, the neighbor across the hallway here. There was no witnesses, but what they would do is after they say something, they would go to their doors and knock on their door or call them up and ask them to back them up after the fact, even though they weren't out there. And then they would go to the landlord and give them a complaint identical, word for word, and that's how a lot of these citations came about. It's like, I can tell you what happened in April last year. I said stuff through the door. I said stuff through the door about her because she kept doing stuff, and she got mad and went to the office and cried to the landlord, and that's why I got a citation. But I wasn't out in the hallway. She lied and told her I was out in the hallway, when really I was in my apartment talking to somebody on the phone. And a lot of times, and she'll hear what I'm saying because she's out there listening up against my door, And then she'd go and lie and say, oh, he was outside and going in and out of his apartment saying this, and I wasn't even doing that. And, but yet she gets rewarded and moves over to the other side, right? And I get evicted, right? That's just wonderful. But that's how it is here. I mean, you let the bad people stay, you get rid of the good people, that's me. And you believe all this stuff. I don't even have a violent bone in my body, and I didn't threaten her either. I mean, it's just a bunch of lies, one after another. And I didn't do that on the 19th either. And of course, it's not on the eviction, but that happened after the eviction. And of course, the landlord knows all about it. But did the landlord come to me and ask me my side of the story? No. No, she didn't say anything to me at all. Didn't ask my side of it at all. She just took her side totally. Did she ever ask me about the Wi-Fi's and all when I was being accused of hacking into Wi-Fi's, which is what my neighbor said and what Patricia said? And said that I was hacking into her own personal computer, the neighbor across the hallway? No. Did she ever ask me about that? No. What landlord did, she accused me of it. She was saying the same thing that she was saying, so she was believing what what the lady was saying. She believed her over me. So this is the kind of people you have in here, living here. Cause so much trouble, but they get to stay, but they kick me out. And then they get to manufacture stuff and lie. Just outright lie. That's all it is. And I'm still going. But they get to stay. Does that make any sense? Because it don't make sense to me. I mean, doesn't 2 plus 2 equal 4 here? I mean, usually it does. But in this case, it's not. It's not adding up right. But like I stated, those are some of the rumors that have been going around here at Harbor Square. And no, I'm not the orator. I'm just the messenger of the rumors, but I'm not the one that made them up. And I want to make that clear because I don't make up any rumors, but we do hear rumors from people around here that give us, some of this stuff might be true, some of it might not be. So that's the way I always say it. But anyway, allegedly, this is what has been said. But the thing is, that's basically it here for the Harbor Square Rumor Patrol. This crazy rumors around here. But so they say she might have moved. Janine might have moved to the Pines Apartments to get an apartment over there because she got in trouble for having her husband over here. And I'm like, well, why would she get in trouble for having her husband unless she lied about it on her application when she got hired here? Never mentioned them for some reason, or either the place. I'm thinking because they had one teenage kid and his girl, and then them two, the husband. Maybe it just wasn't big enough over there, and they just wanted a bigger apartment. That's why they moved over off the property here to a bigger place. And then the other reason, maybe because other people were going to Janine at all hours of the night, knocking on her door over there, and they were all thinking it's an emergency when really it wasn't an emergency, and they were just waking them up at different hours of the night for emergencies when yet it wasn't an emergency, and it could have waited till the next day. So these could be all the reasons why they might have moved off the property. But anyway, there was a fall over in Building 2. Somebody fell over in Building 2, and a fire engine was summoned to that building, and they got the person up. I don't know who it was, but somebody fell over because usually when somebody falls, they can't get up, they usually call a fire engine. So that happened around 9:30, 9:45 last night. So just pray for the person who fell, that I hope they're okay. And that they do better, and that really did happen. As I was outside when I saw them come in here and go to that building, so they didn't carry anybody out. There was no ambulance because it was just a fall. If it's just a fall and somebody can get up, then the medics are not called. But if somebody falls and they can't get up, or they break a bone, then they call the medics, the ambulance. So, but they didn't need an ambulance this time. So be prayer with the person who fell in Building 2. Last night. And also be in prayer for Mr. Thomas. He's still in therapy. He's not back here in his apartment yet, but he is going to be coming back. But, according to his niece, he's still going through a few more weeks of therapy. So be in prayer for Mr. Thomas. And be in prayer for John Kirby, too, over here. He fell last week. Took a pretty bad fall. And but he's doing better. Now, I hear him over there walking around and all, but he fell, so just keep him in your prayers too. He's my neighbor, he's a good friend, and just make sure he's okay and lift him up to the Lord and help the Lord help him to heal. And that he'll get better health so he won't be falling so much. Just keep everybody around here, Harbor Square, pray for Harbor Square, pray for the people, that people will get along with each other. Because some people around here, there is a little clique in here, and that's not a rumor, there really is one. I met 2 other members of this clique that I've been talking about. I live in Building 2. And so this clique really does exist because these 2, there's a black girl that lives in Building 2 that gave me she rubbed her nose up against me, and there was a white lady that's doing the same thing. They just don't like me at all. And if I say something to them, they give me nasty looks. Or they say I'm bothering them because I say hi to them. And I wasn't really bothering them. I was just being nice and saying hi. And one of the ladies said they were going to knock me down if I kept following them. Well, I was going over there to see somebody downstairs in that building. And the lady that lived upstairs, she was saying because I had to go the same way she was going, but she went upstairs and I went downstairs, and I just asked her to calm down. There's no reason for her to be thinking that I'm following her because I'm not. I just sometimes you have to go to the same place until you get to where you're going, which ends up to be a little different because she went upstairs and I went downstairs. But at any rate, that's what happened. Not yesterday, but Wednesday. But I just haven't got it out yet. But and she's a part of the clique because she acts all mean and all disturbed and highly, upset and doesn't like the fact I'm still here. Just like the black girl today that lives over in Building 2, just coming out of there, and she made a face at me and really snubbed her nose like she don't like it because I'm still here. Because everybody all over the place says I'm already evicted, like I'm out of here. So how does everybody know that? I don't know, but I haven't got evicted yet. But everybody around here keeps thinking says that just talk about they know that I'm evicted. Everybody knows, so I don't know who spread that around. Just like everything else. It's not YouTube. No, it's not YouTube. There's only a few people can watch that. That's not YouTube. Somebody else is spreading this stuff around. They're making it their mission to talk about it, and that's how come everybody knows about it. They're not saying nothing about it. They keep their mouth, quiet because the landlord has told them to be quiet. But everyone in this complex knows that I'm being evicted, and I didn't tell nobody. And the only way the people know about it is to watch YouTube, but they know about it because somebody else has said it. And I have not been evicted yet, truly. But everybody thinks I've already been evicted, and that's not true because I'm still here right now. So, that we may not happen because we go to court, it could be thrown out. We don't know what's going to happen because that's not final. But other people around here know about it, and that's the thing. So this is the kind of stuff I have to deal with here, you say hi to somebody to be nice to somebody, and they get all mad at you and tell you to stop bothering them when you weren't even bothering them. You're just being nice. Because of what's being said about you, because they believe all the rumors that have been disseminated around about me, and they believe those things because the other people said it who they're in a clique with. Because they don't like me because of what other people said about me, and they don't hardly even know me. But people form their opinions that way sometimes. And they do that with everybody, not just me, but with everybody in here. So you can have people that don't like you and have never got to know you, in here or anywhere, because they listen too much to all the gossip instead of knowing you and knowing you as a person and know the facts. Because actually, I'm one of the nicest people you could ever meet. If people would ever get to know me instead of listening to all the gossip that goes on around here or anywhere in general, not just here, but anywhere. Because it happens everywhere you are. Some people hate you without really having a reason. They just hate you because of what other people said about you. But they never really got to know you themselves to really know how you are for certain, because they're just going by what their friends say about you, which is really not the way they go. It's kind of juvenile and stupid, really. But anyway, this is just some of the In the News stories. Keep it right here. And, of course, this is your In the News update. And have a good day.